Good morning.
Good morning.
The Committee on Parole is reconvening at Louisiana Transition Center for Women. We have at LTCIW. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Ashley Oliver. I'm a facilitator here.
Thank you, Ms. Oliver.
Latonya Chase, the facilitator.
Ms. Chase.
Facilitator.
Right. We have the A team today. Okay, we're ready for our first offender.
Naketa, come on. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning, Ms. Battieste. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Ms. Battieste, would you please give us your full name and your Department of Corrections ID?
My name is Naketa Battieste. My ID number is 771055.
Thank you, Ms. Battieste. My name is Alvin Roche. To my left is Mrs. Pearl Wise. To my right is Mrs. Cheryl Renazi. We will propose your panel this morning. Let me explain the process to you. I will read some information into the record. Once the information is in the record, we'll conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we allow the staff at the facility to make comments, remarks, and then we have three people who would like to make statements in opposition to your early release. We have Ms. Angela Davis, Ms. Felicia Williams Battieste, and Ms. Sharon Davis. All three would like to make a statement. Is that it?
Just Felicia Williams. Yes.
Okay. So Felicia Williams is assistant, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, all three are sisters. Yeah. Ms. Battieste, information is that you are a first felony offender. Your offenses are negligent homicide, and you were sentenced on August 1st, 2022, and you received a 5-year sentence. And when you were sentenced, you received 100 days jail credit. Your parole date is July 22nd, 2023. You have a good time adjusted date of January 22nd, 2024, and your full term date is April 22nd, 2027. Is this information correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Your case has been assigned to Mrs. Pearl Wise. Would you please answer Mrs. Wise's question?
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Oh, well, good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good. How long you been in jail on this charge?
I've actually been in jail a year this month.
April makes a year? April.
I was incarcerated in 2020 when I got apprehended on the charge.
2020?
June 2nd, yes, ma'am.
You've been in jail since June 2nd, 2020?
June 2nd, 2020. I got released September 11th, 2020.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I bonded out and I came back to take my plea August 1st, 2022.
And that's how long you've been in jail since August 1st, 2022? No.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, August. So you ain't quite been a year, August 1st, 2022. So this all
3 months. In 3 months in 2020.
Oh, I got you. You counted that time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All righty. When I look at your criminal history, your first arrest was at age 35. And that's we don't see that very often. So what was life like before you start getting in trouble? What were you doing?
Basically, I was looking forward into finding employment that I could retire from. I ended up getting into a relationship that I really couldn't see my way clear in it. And I started drinking and using marijuana at the time. And my life just went out of spiral. It just spiraled out of control. And I think that first charge might have been a DWI at the time. Yes, ma'am.
I was drinking. I'm showing that you're the mother of 3 children. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the ages of your children?
My oldest son is 23. I have another son, he's 20. And I have a daughter that's 18.
Who have them? Who have custody of them? Well, I
My-
mean, I don't need custody. Who has them?
My oldest son, he's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's driving 18-wheelers right now. My other son, he's currently living with one of my mother's brothers, one of my uncles, and my daughter is currently living with my mom.
Okay, right. Let's talk about this offense. Now you said, so tell us about your addiction. What age did you start drinking alcohol?
Preferably at 21.
21 or so, okay. And
At the time I was like clubbing, so it wasn't as heavy as it ended up being. Once I entered into this relationship, it was real heavy, started being heavy.
so it looks like you got 11 years of education, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently right now in high set GED class.
Okay, I saw that.
Yes.
So,
And
and how old were you when you left high school? How old were you when you left high school?
17.
Okay. Were you pregnant then?
No, ma'am. I didn't get pregnant until I made 19.
Okay. So why did you drop out of high school? What was going on there?
Just a lot of partying, just not doing what I'm supposed to do as far as being a child. Wanted to be an adult fast before my time, and that's about it, you know.
I get that. Yeah, I get that. I sure do. Now, let's talk a little bit about your current offense and why you were in jail. How long were you in a relationship with Mr. Davis?
12 years.
Oh, 12 years. Okay. Did y'all have any children together?
No, ma'am.
You have no children together. Okay. And I read somewhere where you wrote that you are a victim of domestic violence.
Yes, ma'am.
What relationships did that occur in?
That occurred recently right before I got with Mr. Davis, and
Okay.
during the time I was with him.
Okay, so it's okay. Have you ever had a relationship where there was no violence?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you just kept picking those kind of guys.
I ended up, I have 2 kids for a guy, and you know, at one point, once you start dating someone, they start changing down the line. So I ended up leaving him and started dating Mr. Davis, and I figured he was a better choice, but down the line, you know, things changed, and I was kind of too far in at the time to try to make a move to progress and get better. Now I know the signs and symptoms of this kind of action.
Okay.
If I were to take this approach again with someone else, I would know the signs and, you know how to rehabilitate.
Call out 1 or 2 of the signs.
1 or 2 of the signs.
Uh-huh.
Basically controlling.
Okay.
And drug and alcohol abuse, for sure. That. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Yeah, you have learned. Yeah, those are the main ones, especially controlling. Those are the main. Because I understand now you've been there since you've been at LCCW since September of 22, and you haven't completed any programs. You just got enrolled in programs.
I just recently I've been enrolled in high set since November of 2022, and I'm currently in a Beyond Trauma class that started March 1st.
Right.
I'll be coming with that on the 25th of next month.
Okay, all right. And do you have a job assignment? What do you do every day?
I go to GED school. I have class from 8 to 10.
Okay,
From 11 to 12, I attend my Beyond Trauma class on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I mean, on Tuesdays. No, I'm sorry. Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm sorry. I go to school every day. And I go back to GED class from 1 to 3. And I currently take that every day.
oh, good.
So I'm working
How's it
on
going?
my high set. I mean, my grades, they were good. Look like I've taken the test to try to OPT to get out, and my grades have kind of dropped because it's just a lot on me right now. And my focus it's in a turmoil. So I'm dealing with this trauma class to try to see my way clear and get out of the trauma and the depression that I'm in, to try to see my way, do better.
And I'm glad you're able to state that out loud, and you're at a facility where you can get the support that you need.
Yes.
Because life is gonna always have multiple things coming at you at one time. You have to know how to kind of jump up. It does take time. I'm glad you're learning that. So if you're successful today, tell me what your plans are.
My plans are to seek employment when I go home. I'm currently have a job set up at a staffing facility. By me being a felon, it's kind of hard for me to apply for jobs being a felon, but I won't stop trying. Before I came and took my plea in August, I applied at a staffing company. They told me to come back, but I couldn't. They told me to take care of my business first and then try to come back. I want to join a Christian-based church, in a relationship with someone. And I also want to be an advocate for domestic violence survivors. I want to tell my story to, ladies that don't believe and they're not strong enough to be able to deal with this situation. I can be a voice for them. Yes,
So
ma'am.
what is your sobriety plan? How you plan on staying clean and sober?
I'm gonna stay clean and sober. I don't want to do anything. I'm afraid for my life. I don't associate with any people that are doing any alcohol or any drugging. That's my plan.
Okay.
When I was out on bond, I attended. I can't think of the name of the program that I was attending, but I was being drug screened every month. And at this place, they have courses that you could take for sobriety. That could probably help me out. I wasn't enrolled in any of the classes. I was just court ordered to go there and take my drug screens.
Okay.
I would like to go back there. Yeah, I would like to go back and see what other options they have. I wouldn't mind going to class there at this.
Was it a day reporting center? Was it a day reporting center? You don't remember the place?
I don't remember the name. I know it was on Old Hammond Highway in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And they hold classes and stuff like that.
I'll put some information on the record. You do have a low Tiger score, which means you're a low risk for reoffending. But we also complete another assessment. It's called a needs assessment. And you rate high in 3 critical areas. And I just want you to think about this: antisocial thinking, mental health, depression, and education. You're working on the education. You stated about the mental health and the depression, and you are working on that in their trauma classes, other classes. But I just want you to be aware of that. That's how your assessment concludes.
Okay.
And you have opposition from the judge, from the law enforcement community. They were against you, getting out early. Thank you for answering my question. That's all I had. Staff, is there anything you want to tell us about this young lady?
Not at this particular time.
Oh, that's all right.
With Ms. Angus, go up to the podium. You have 2 or 3 minutes to give us a statement. What's your name and your statement?
He's asking her.
You have a statement? Yes.
No. I'm talking to the person's in the hearing room.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
My name is Angela Davis. I am the victim's sister. First of all, I want to say, a lot of what she said was a lie. The relationship with her children's father was violent, domestic. She said it was with my brother, but I lived in the house with them for a while, and she was the aggressor. The relationship after she and whoever with her murdered my brother. The relationship she had after that, while she was out on bond, the police was called, where there was an altercation with knives and guns. A lot of stuff, you know, I can speak on a lot of stuff because I know. So, I mean, I'm not hearing what she's saying about only the relationship with my brother was violent. He was violent toward her. I would go over there, when I wasn't staying with him, where he's been stabbed in the face with pencils, pens, anything she could use. It was always alcohol and drug involved. My brother was a contractor making money where he come home and can't get a hot meal, he can get an argument and a fight. It's a lot that she wasn't telling and she's not telling. I understand she's going to school and this, that, and the other, okay, whatever, rehabilitate yourself. But don't lie on the fact of my brother was the aggressor. My brother helped take care of her and her kids from elementary school. Her oldest is 22, 23. He helped raise them. It's a lot that I can stand here all day and talk about.
Yes, ma'am.
But there's others that have to speak too.
Yes, ma'am.
To say that she's up for parole, not acceptable for me. Not at all. She showed no remorse during the court proceedings. And still to me, it's no remorse. It's no remorse. This wasn't negligent homicide. This was murder. This was pure D murder, flat out. To a person to have that many stab wounds, a person kill a dog, they get more time than she's getting.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. What you took from us, you can't replace. You want another chance at life out here on the street? My brother don't have another chance. He don't have another chance, but he took care of you and your kids thus far till they were grown. High school.
Ms. Davis, could you wrap it up? Ms. Lacey Williams. You state your name and give me your statement.
Felicia Williams. He is my brother. What did he have no clue about is love. Love is not a word in her vocabulary because from what I understand, she said, yeah. She was put out at a young age from mother's home. So she's from the streets. We're not like that. But that's the woman that my brother chose to be with. He chose her. We couldn't tell. We seen all this coming. We seen it coming. Because of her personality, everything in her was to harm him. Everything in her was to harm him. I have never seen her with a black eye. I have never. Yeah, people fight. I'm married, been married for 20, almost 30 years. But it's okay. It's not okay for her to have killed my brother. I'm talking about murdering him. Left him in the house to die, to bleed out. What's wrong with that? She cannot give me my brother back. And I miss my brother every day. Oh, this is too much. It's too much. We were so close. He would call me in the nighttime. He laughed on the phone. I can't hear him anymore. All I can see is him laying dead. To bleed out himself. To bleed out by himself. And I was on the picture. And all she get is about. And so when they have people killing my brother. She's been telling people calling for help. Who killed him? Who killed my brother?
That's true.
She talking about going home.
Yes, Ms. Davis. Ms. Davis, would you just give us your full name and the statement?
My name is Sharon Davis. I am also a sister. And I'm gonna be brief. Even Judge Higginbotham was livid. He was so upset behind this case. He called both of the counsels in his chambers after this. Miss Battieste, to this day, has lied, because you close your mouth and don't say anything, doesn't mean that a maggot didn't do anything wrong, okay? And for another thing, she was in that house. She was in that house. She saw everything that went on, her and her children. They all was a part of this. Same time, like I said, I'm just getting a little overwhelmed right now. But at the same time, there's nothing, I don't hear anything where she's taking accountability for any action regarding to the loss of a person's life. She's talking about GED. Well, a GED was not going to stop all of these stab wounds. There's aggression inside of this woman. If you let her out again, she'll do it again. While she was out, bonded out, the police was called to the house because she had moved on with another man. And Judge Higginbotham addressed that. And there were some issues then. Now, unless you all put her in a program that's going to confront her anger issues, her rage, you're doing another injustice to the community, not just to us, because you've done what you can do to us, but to the community. Our brother was a contractor, just like my sister said. There are men today still waiting to get paid. So she didn't only hurt us, she hurt the community. And this woman needs more counseling and more education on rage and anger and accountability, and learning how to control herself, because he too was abused that resulted in his death. So when you talk about domestic violence, that's the face of it right there. So don't take it lightly when these women come in here saying that I've been abused and never been to any kind of housing to get away from these men. If you go back, Judge Higginbotham, they all seen, she was not even supposed to be with him because there was a court order. So see, she started to run. That's what happened. And they left my brother in the house to bleed out and die. The coroner's office said he bled out from 12 to 18 hours. All she had to do was call the police. That's all they had to do was call to get him help. But because of her anger, her rage, and who she is, she's very aggressive. She can't go anywhere without some kind of violence. Just because you haven't been caught, Miss Battieste, don't mean that you're not who you are. And who you are and what got you here is the anger and the rage. You let her out, she'll do it again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank,
Thank you, ma'am. Next, Ms. Battieste, would you like to make a brief statement?
Yes, sir.
Address only why you should be released early and talk to us.
Okay, I wrote a statement. It was addressed to the family and the children. If I could read that, no, okay, it's not nothing.
Just tell us why you think you should be released early.
I feel like I should be released early due to the fact that I could be a voice to these women that don't have a voice. I feel like the family members are going to be upset and are going to, judge me the way they see fit. But I do believe that I have a voice for some women that don't have a voice. They can't speak on the trauma and the violence that they're into in the relationship that leads up to disasters like this. And I just want to be a voice for someone. I want to be productive in the community with helping these women if I could. That's my main focus, to help someone that doesn't have a voice and that's scared to come out and tell their story.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am. Is the panel ready to vote?
yes, we're ready to vote.
Ms. White,
All right. To the family of Oscar Russell Davis, my condolences to you. And thank you for being here today. It really matters to hear from you all. And I hope in some way this helped you all along your journey of healing. Ms. Battieste, you've done a great harm. The responsibility you have now is to heal yourself and then go and help others.
And I'm deeply sorry to the family.
Quiet now, we're voting now. At this time, we're voting. There's no more testimony to be rendered. We're voting. But for me, I believe you haven't completed the healing process yourself. So my vote is to deny. Proximity of a good time day. You do need more programs. The impact of the crime on the victims. And I do want to, state for the record that you do have a good time day coming up, January the 22nd of 2024. And that's just law. That is my vote, Chairman.
thank you, Ms. White. Mr. Renaza,
Ms. Battieste, I do agree. I think you need some more work on you. There's strong law enforcement opposition. You've heard from the victim opposition this morning. So my vote today also is to deny.
thank you, Ms. Renaza. Ms. Battieste, you received 2 votes to deny your request. I too will deny your request based on the express opposition from the victim's family, express opposition from the legal community. I think you need more program, and you have a good time date in about 7 months. And as Ms. Wise said, that is law. And because of the proximity of that good time date, the other things I just articulated, my vote is to deny your request. You received 3 votes to deny your request. Your request has been denied. You have a good day.
Okay, thank you.